Hey everyone, welcome to In the Beyond. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today we're back with another timeless pick a card reading, and I'm going to be channeling a message from your higher self today. So what does your higher self really want you to know? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the Inanna card, as well as this Labradorite stone, and you can see it has, the camera can pick up a little bit of that blue, beautiful flash of Labradorite. So yeah, that's pile 1. For pile number 2, we have the Horned God with this blue apatite crystal. And for pile number 3, we have the Birthing Posture card with this beautiful gold stone. And I think the camera will be able to pick up, yeah, a little bit of all of those inclusions, the beautiful flashes. So yeah, that is pile 3. Take as much time as you need to see which crystal and which card is calling to you, and that is going to be the pile that has a message from your higher self today. So if you need to pause the video, please do so, and I will find you guys at your timestamp below, which is in the description box. But yeah, let's get into this reading. Let's see what's in the cards, and let's go in the beyond. Hey pile 1, if you guys were drawn to the Labradorite crystal as well as the Inanna card, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what message your higher self has for you today. So you guys were drawn to this beautiful Inanna card, and as I'm tapping into this energy, I'm getting this beautiful energy around transformation, growth, change. So let's go deeper here with the tarot, as to the message that your higher self wants to share with you today. Pile 1, messages from the higher self of my pile 1, please. What does pile 1 need to know from their higher self, please, Spirit? Messages from the higher self of pile 1. Oh, we have the Lovers card coming out, and it's represented by the butterflies. The butterfly is just such a beautiful transformation and growth. So yeah, I feel like your higher self is really wanting to speak about some kind of growth, transition, and transformation. We have the Seed of Cups. Ooh, we have the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Stones, the 6 of Stones, ooh, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, wow. So some fire energy here. The stones are pentacles, so some of that earthy energy as well. Okay, so your higher self, there's 2 things coming out right away. Talking about fire, burnout. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the messages here are talking about transformation, and I think it's going to be a very, a transformation of the self, very centered on you and your being and how you relate to yourself. I'm getting a lot of self-transformational energy here. They are talking about your healing journey, and they are talking about your journey with your relationship to giving and receiving energy from the world. They're talking about you not burning out, you maintaining self-care and self-love here for yourself. The 8 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, this is talking about you pushing yourself too hard. This is talking about you taking on too much responsibility, you doing too many things for other people, you just kind of overworking yourself. Your higher self is wanting to really make that clear. They want you to transform yourself away from being a people pleaser, from overwork and exhaustion. They want to have this burnout energy to be in the past. And this will happen as you re-examine and examine your relationships to the give and the take. So are you giving away too much of your energy for other people? Are you giving too much of yourself at work? Are you not receiving enough in return? Are you receiving enough financial abundance from the work you're doing? Those are the kinds of questions to really ask yourself at this time. And this is also talking about relationships as well. Are you giving too much in your relationship while you are not receiving enough care? Are you being a caretaker for a lot of people and no one's giving that energy back to you? So it's time to re-examine those things. Ask yourself those questions, because your higher self wants you to have the energy and have the relaxation to really care for yourself, to put yourself first, to put your goals first. They want people filling up your cup. They want you to be financially abundant. They want you to receive the energy that you are meant to receive. So this is also talking about allowing the universe, because we have the Ace of Pentacles here, being open to receive guidance, help, abundance from the universe, being open to receive more love and more financial stability from the universe. Be open to opportunities to create more wealth for yourself. Be open to these types of things. And Inanna, the goddess Inanna, is an ancient Sumerian goddess. She is, I guess you could say, she's like the queen of heaven and earth as well. In this specific reading, I'm getting a very moon-like energy from Inanna, but she's also coming through in a very earthly way as well, with all of the greens coming out. So there is that beautiful play of the cosmic cycles of fertility as well as the earthly cycles of fertility. She's talking about a need for rest, just as the seasons have a time of rest and the moon phases have the time of rest. You as well, in your work, in your life, and in your family dynamic, you need to give yourself that time of rest. So connect to the energy of the new moon, or connect to the energy of winter and resting, hibernation. That kind of energy will be really helpful for you guys right now, so you don't overwork yourself and you don't have too much overwhelming energy here, and you won't burn out, so to speak. But yeah, let's go deeper here. Messages from Inanna, or actually messages from higher self. What does your higher self want you guys to know right now? What does your higher self want you to know? Pile 1, messages from the higher self of my pile 1. Okay, we have taste something sweet. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this is coming through to talk about you taking the time, this is almost the expression of stop and smell the roses. Take some time out for yourself to do something sweet for yourself, so you can reconnect to that energy of love and sweetness that the earth has to offer. If there is really something out there that you would love to taste, maybe you have a favorite dessert, or you have a favorite drink, or a favorite fruit, carve some time out for yourself, even if it's only 20 minutes or something. I think you guys are very busy. You have maybe very demanding work or family, maybe even both. Maybe you are a full-time parent. So this is just talking about giving yourself a little bit of time to do something sweet and nice for yourself. Do a little self-care, have one of your favorite snacks, do something to connect yourself back to the energy of and vibration of love and sweetness that the earth has to offer. really stop and slow down here and really connect to that light, that playful, that airy sweetness that life can be. Again, we have the strawberries represented, and strawberries are really associated with the heart and sweetness. So do something for your heart today as well. Do something to nurture and feel joy. Put your hands in the dirt. Okay, yeah, so your higher self is really just asking you to slow down and to do some mindful activities. Slow down, catch your breath, watch your breath, and if you are able to connect your hands or your feet to the earth to relax your nervous system and really connect to that calming energy that the soil can soothe us with. The soil is filled with a lot of microbiology. It's scientifically proven that putting your hands in the earth lowers your stress response. It lowers the cortisol in your body and it regulates the nervous system. It helps us to de-stress, and your higher self really wants you to connect to that soft, soothing energy, and mindfulness as well, like slowing the breath down, slowing the pace of life down, because you guys, I think, have just been go, go, go. And yeah, beautiful energy here. It's time for ceremony. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this is speaking about a time to celebrate yourself, a time to pause. This card is talking about rituals, and it's time to take some time out of your daily life, the mundane life. It's time to shake things up, to do a ceremony or a ritual. So you step outside of ordinary time and you connect your body and your spirit to the energy of creation and the universe. So this is really your higher self saying, try to do something today, whether it's a little ritual or a little ceremony, whatever you like to do, that will really help you to feel like you stepped outside of time and space. So you will be in that primordial energy of creation, you will be pausing like the daily mundane life, and you'll be stepping into that spiritual space of, creation and all possibilities being possible and things like that. So yeah, your reading today is really about you disconnecting from the overworking mentality, disconnecting from stress, anxiety, burnout, and transforming yourself through small acts of ritual, through small acts of meditation and mindfulness, really coming back into a space where you feel time has slowed down because you have slowed down. Your higher self really wants you to focus on your self-care, nurturing yourself, connecting back to the sweetful, joyful spaces that you've connected to through childhood. Perhaps some inner child work would like to happen if that's resonating with you. But yeah, I'm really getting this energy of your higher self really wants you to take a step out, take a step back, give yourself a day off if you could. Give yourself some kind of break in whatever way you are able to. Like maybe arrange some childcare, maybe arrange a personal day at work. Whatever it is for you, your higher self really wants you to slow down. Take 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there for meditation, for mindfulness, for reconnecting to the earth, reconnecting to what brings you joy and pleasure, and reminding you that you are spiritual and you exist outside of space and time. You exist outside of the third dimension. You have the power to focus your mind and focus your energy and your spiritual energy to manifest more of what you desire, to manifest more help for yourself, to manifest this Ace of Pentacles energy here for new opportunities of care for yourself, for new opportunities of abundance. And I keep being drawn back to the word of nurturing. So I think your higher self is really craving some nurturing and self-care right now. And it's really important for you to take a few moments out in your day to do a few small things to show yourself that self-love and that self-care. And try to bring balance back into the relationships, into your life, into how you are relating to work and responsibilities and things like that. That's what your higher self really wants you to know today. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below letting me know how this has resonated with you. I always love to read the comments. I love doing these readings, and I hope to see you in one of my next readings. Hey pile 2, if you guys were drawn to the blue apatite as well as the horned god, this is going to be a reading from your higher self. So just tapping into the energies here. This god, or this figure that is being depicted with the animal horns, is also holding a torque and holding a serpent. This image comes from a Celtic cauldron that has been found at an archaeology site. As I'm tapping into this energy, I'm getting a feeling about communication. I think your higher self wants to speak about some kind of communication here. With the horns and the serpent, this could be talking about animal communication, opening up your mind to new things, opening up your mind to new possibilities. But yeah, let's go deeper with tarot here, because I'm getting some really lovely vibes from this energy that's coming out. Messages for my pile 2, please. Messages from the higher self of my pile 2. What does the higher self of pile 2 have to say? Maybe a few more cards here. What does pile 2 need to know from their higher self? Oh, we have these 7 of Stones here. Again, this is very reminiscent of that divine communication of the antlers on this figure. I think your higher self is wanting to speak to you about, you know, communication from the spirit realms, from the plant world, from the animal world, from the consciousness of the earth itself. There is something here about communications from other realms of creation. Yes, we have the Tower card here. I love this card. So in this deck, this Tower card to me, it kind of takes on new meanings with the artwork. I often see this figure as a meditating person who's being enlightened, who's being hit with the electrical currents of inspiration and communications from spirits. This person is surrounded by all the 4 elements, as well as person is very connected to the earth, very connected to the elements, the beings on the earth, the consciousness of earth itself, of the plants and animals. And I think this is what your higher self is really wanting to talk about today. I think they're wanting to talk about your abilities to communicate to spirit, to communicate to the earth, to communicate to animals, and even the plant realms, and, you know, the mineral realm, the water, whatever is resonating with you, whether it's the elements, different beings, different spirits. Your higher self is wanting to talk about your ability to communicate to these things, your ability to receive information from these other types of consciousnesses. Yeah, I'm getting a strong feeling around shamanism here. seeing this figure as in the role of a shaman communicating to the different sentient beings and sentient realms here on Earth. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, we have the Nine of Cups. So beautiful. This figure is also in a state of receiving. So all the figures that have come out are in a state of receiving communication. I feel like, you know, the element of water here in the raindrops is transmitting information to this figure, and this figure is openly receiving it. Your higher self wants to speak about your abilities to receive information from these other realms, from spirit, if that is resonating, from your higher self, if that's how you like to think of it, from the earth, from the elements, from plants, animals. You are a channel for that type of knowledge to come into your world. You are able to channel these downloads. You are able to receive this information, receive this wisdom, and receive communication from different beings and different realms. Yeah, we have the Chariot here. That's just so beautiful. I love that grizzly bear energy. The Chariot is also talking about like fast movement, and I'm picking up like quick communication here. And we have this bear who has caught these two fish, and I feel like this is representing your ability to receive again, your ability to receive wisdom, knowledge, sustenance, nutrition from different realms, whether that is insight, whether that is you know, wisdom and things like that. You guys are able to receive information here, and I'm really being drawn to these hills in the background, and I just feel like this is a representation of Mother Earth in the background. I think you guys are in direct communication with the earth and receiving information and downloads from the earth, and your higher self is really wanting to highlight this for some specific reason, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Let's see what else comes out. Harvest of Cups. The Fool, yeah, oh my gosh. And Temperance here. Okay, beautiful. And let me just put a little seashell over the nude figure. Okay, so wow, very interesting. Okay, so you guys you have abilities that you might not know about. You have the abilities to, like I said, speak to nature. You have the ability to speak to the animals if you don't already know that, and you have the ability to speak to, you know, the elements, like here. You have abilities to communicate with non-human entities. So I'm sure that's going to resonate different for everyone here. Some of you, you know, you might feel really called to communicate to the plant realm. Some people here might be really called to communicate to the animal realm. Maybe specific animals have specific messages for you at this time. I think it's really important for everyone here to get out in nature more if that is something you feel like you would like to do more. If you feel like you're out in nature all the time, like that's amazing. Keep doing that. Keep receiving downloads as you are able to really connect with nature. That is like a very important message here. The appetite is very closely connected to communication as well. The throat chakra, communicating to higher realms, higher self, and other non-verbal forms of communication. The Fool card, I read this Fool card with the fish and the salmon as kind of swimming on the path of your destiny and connecting to the path of your destiny, just how the salmon swim to where they were hatched and they swim upstream against the current. I feel like this card is talking about you connecting to your destiny in some way by connecting to nature. So for some of you, I don't think you might know about your deep abilities to maybe communicate to nature, animals, and the plant realm. For some of you here, I think you already kind of have a good idea of what that is for you and how you do it. I'm getting there are a lot of people here that work with the elements. A lot of people here have strong spirit animal guides. I'm getting an energy around, well, there's a few different things coming out, but firstly, I'll just say with the Fool and the Temperance card, something about your destiny lies in your connection to nature. This figure is communing with the birds, representing spirit to me and representing the animal kingdom. So it's very important to, you know, hear what the animal kingdom is saying, hear what spirit is saying, and being somebody who is very in tune with nature and creation and the different kingdoms here on earth and the different realms and beings. So for some of you, this is just an example that's coming through. It's very imperative for you to connect to nature and to these other types of consciousness, these other beings, because, you know, I see some people here as having a destiny to be like herbalists and people that work with the plant realm and people that, you know, make it their life's work to maybe help endangered plants, maybe bring back lost habitat, bring back wild flowers that are endangered and things like that. I'm seeing like there's a lot of people here that could connect to a path like that, and there's people here that connect to that path through like the animal realm. A lot of you guys here, I think, have very deep connections to certain animals. Maybe you are interested in, you know, living a life that is more sustainable, living a life that is closer to the land. Maybe, you know, you are considering a life of helping animals, working with animals, whether it's on a farm, whether it is just you know, an animal shelter, or whether it's helping wild animals. There's just something here around, there's a part of your path and purpose that is very connected to these other beings and these other realms. And it could even be as broad as just connecting to the elements, connecting to water. Maybe part of your path and purpose will be around working to purify waters, protect wetlands, protect marine life, anything like that. Whatever is resonating with you, whatever your passions are calling you, and whatever is trying to communicate with you will definitely let you know where your path and purpose lie. So I think it's just really important for you guys to focus on these communications that are wanting to come to you directly, and it's really important to be opening to receive these communications. So be open to receive communications from non-human beings. Be open to receive and believe in the impossible as well, because, you know, a lot of us were taught to believe that, you know, the animals and the plants and the elements in nature don't communicate and don't speak to us. But, you know, just trust your intuition and keep going with the idea of being open to possibilities, being open to communicate to these animals, being open to receive messages from these natural realms and things like that. Because I see you, as you go down this path, I see you coming into what this Temperance card is illustrating. This figure who is very balanced and living a very balanced and harmonious life with nature and being in direct communication with the landscape around you and the animals around you, and, you know, living that sustainable, harmonized life that you probably have always wanted. You've probably been very distraught by the ecological devastation, by deforestation. You've probably always had a love for nature, animals, and plants, and you've always probably wanted to help lift up and just bring things back into balance with our human, you know, world and civilization, bringing the human you know, cities and civilization back into balance with nature, because that's where I see you guys headed, and your higher self really just wants you to be open to these communications, because these communications will open up your path and your purpose. So the first step that your higher self is really highlighting is you just being open to receive messages from nature. You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to, you know, do a lot of elaborate rituals or elaborate ceremony. I just see you guys really sitting in nature. These three figures are all just sitting with crossed legs. So I just see you guys sitting in nature, surrounding yourself with the natural world and just downloading so much information, receiving so much information, communications and whatever these beings want to communicate with you, you will find it as you just sit in nature. And that's just so beautiful. And if you've had experiences like this already, I would love to know about it. Leave me a comment below, letting me know, like, oh, I've communicated with these animals, or, you know, these plants have spoken to me, or, you know, nature herself, Mother Earth has, you know, given me these messages. That would just be like such a beautiful confirmation for this reading. But yeah, I see you guys also having dreams as well. Be open to receive information from these beings in your dreams as well. And if you are interested in shamanism, and you want to explore, maybe journeying and connecting to these other beings, I think that could be something that could be really rewarding for you. If that catches your interest, definitely try something like that out. Always trust your intuition and trust your gut. Maybe, you know, meditating is really where you get the most downloads and things like that. So trust your gut, trust what's calling to you. Doing some shamanic journeying work is fairly simple. You know, you just find some music, a drumming track, or if you have your own drum or rattle, you know, it's very simple. It's a very ancient but powerful technology to communicate with other types of consciousness and other types of beings. As well, meditation is just a very simple form of opening ourselves up to other energies and to other beings speaking to us. So this is so gorgeous. Let's pull a few oracle cards to get a few last messages for you. I feel like your higher self was very clear here, but I'll just leave you guys with a card or two for any more advice or wisdom from your higher self. Any more messages from your higher self, please, for pile 2. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck here, we also just have real quickly, your intuition is telling you something. So I think you guys have a good idea of like what this is, what's been communicating with you, and I think your intuition and stuff is on point right now. Gaze at the moon. Ooh, I love this. This is gorgeous. So yeah, I didn't mention the celestial beings and the stars and the moon as well. So yeah, do you see these downloads again coming in from the moon, coming in from these celestial beings? Your higher self just wants you guys to be this conduit, this vessel for these downloads and for this information. It's just really important for you guys to be open to receive and to take the time out to just sit in nature. So if you know you want to moon gaze, if you want to star gaze, if you want to connect to, you know, the forest or, you know, a body of water. It's just important for you to sit and really gaze and just open yourself up to these energies. That is like the clear message from your higher self today. Reuse something, yes. So this card speaks about recycling. It speaks about our conscious relationship to nature and our human activity. So yeah, you guys, this is confirming your, you know, your environmentalism, your activism for environmentalism. Maybe you want to start not using single-use plastic. Maybe you want to use more glass bottles. Maybe you want to get rid of plastic containers in your house and reuse, you know, old mason jars for your storage, or reuse anything. This could really be anything that you have around your house that you could repurpose, that you could give to someone, so you're not throwing it out, you're not putting it in a landfill. This is just confirming your deep connection to nature, your destiny around living sustainably. I see some of you guys maybe living that kind of like life that is, you know, maybe more off-grid, or maybe more homesteading. Maybe you have a food forest in your future. Maybe you get really into permaculture in your future. I just see there's something very clear about your destiny being around nature, around communicating to nature, the plants, the animals, the environment, the ecosystem. You guys are nature people, and I resonate deeply with this pile as well, as nature is where I find my spirituality and where I love to focus on environmental activism and, you know, doing things like planting for the pollinators. And, you know, I have my little pollinator garden, and I want to, you know, plant more milkweed and things like that for the butterflies and the bees. And I just see something very specific that you guys have an interest in as well, relating to nature. So yeah, this is beautiful. Definitely try to do something if you feel called to raise your sustainability and reduce, reuse, and recycle. So yeah, that's really what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile 2, thank you so much for joining me today. This was a beautiful reading. I love doing these readings. I love when the energy comes out and it's just surprising. But yeah, if you did like this reading, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below how this is resonating with you. I would love to know what you are drawn to in nature. Do you speak to the animals? Do you speak to the earth? Do you speak to the trees? What beings are calling to you, and what beings are you downloading from? What a beautiful reading. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I really hope to see you in one of my next readings. Hey pile 3, if you guys were drawn to the birthing posture card as well as the gold stone, this is going to be your reading. And I just cannot get over how beautiful the beautiful gold stone is and how cosmic it feels. But yeah, let's get into your reading. As I'm channeling in the card and the crystal, I'm getting this deep sense of like, it's a time of great potential for your creativity right now. It's a time of portals opening, possibilities opening, connecting to the great void of creation, where everything is possible and all is possible. So yeah, your higher self really wants to speak about your abilities to create and manifest and bring things into the physical world right now. This could be anything from creative projects like art, music, songs, dances. This could be business ideas. This could be just new ways of connecting to yourself and others. But let's pull tarot to get a deeper idea of what your higher self wants you to know right now, and especially about your creative potential. What does your higher self for pile 3, the higher self of my pile 3, messages from the higher self of my pile 3, please, Spirit. Messages from the higher self of my pile 3, please, Spirit. yeah, there's just a lot of potential for you to manifest things into the physical world right now. Oh, we have the Six of Swords here. Beautiful. I feel like this is you really connecting and co-creating with all of creation. We have the Seed of Cups. Yeah, beautiful. The Five of Stones here. Wow, so much watery energy being shown in the cards. The Five of Thunder. The Hanging One. The Four of Cups here. And the Two of Swords, or the Two of Thunder. This is gorgeous energy. I'm blown away by what has come out here. Let me just get a seashell to cover up some of this nudity here. Okay, so the creative waters, the creative space is very open for you at this time. I see you working very closely with spirit, very closely with your guides and things like that. I'm almost seeing like this is kind of, this turtle is like representing you almost, and this figure is like representing your spirit guides. They're like peeking in, they're peering in, and they're watching what you're doing right now. They're watching what you are creating. The turtle is such a symbol for earth and creation. It's such an ancient symbol of kind of like the Empress energy of just kind of being very closely connected to the elements of water and earth and creativity and fertility as well. The turtle is also in the indigenous teachings and the indigenous stories from North America. They view the land that they are on as Turtle Island, and they actually create in some of the stories of Sky Woman. If you're not familiar with that story, I highly recommend looking it up. It's just a beautiful story, and it's very closely associated with the creation of the world. A woman comes down to Earth from the sky world. She lands on a turtle's back, and with the help of different animals, she's able to get some mud from the sea, smear it on the turtle's back, and dance creation into being, and dance the land, the plants, the animals. She dances it into form and into being. She scatters some seeds that she brought from Sky World, and she dances, and it's this beautiful symphony of creation unfolding under her feet. And that is, you know, a short version of some of the creation myths from kind of like the woodland areas of North America. So I recommend maybe connecting to that story, because I feel like that is representing where you are right now in your life. Your higher self is kind of speaking about you representing that archetype of a figure who allows creation and life to flow from them, and to build things, and to create this beautiful space and this beautiful environment. So I see you working really closely with spirit right now, through these cards and through these illustrations here. I feel like right here in the Five of Swords card, this is kind of you building something with your guides and with spirit, like co-creating with creation again. Like I was seeing that in the Six of Swords as well. So yeah, your higher self is really talking about this creation process, and you know, you taking the time to really gestate your ideas here. We have the Two of Swords is a representation of this figure in the fetal position in the waters. So I feel like this card is really connected to, you know, that gestation period of human growth in the womb and things like that. Really connected to the sea here. We have 3 different sea creatures. So connecting to that salt water, that fluid, just that primordial creation is something that is entering your life right now. Your higher self is also speaking about your ability to, birth something very powerful with a lot of potential at this time. So for some of you, I'm seeing a very powerful project, a very powerful creative project. I'm seeing a very powerful maybe business sprouting into the world, a book. Maybe you are an author and you have this idea for a book, and it's very important to go through all those stages of creativity with your creation. So that is being represented in the Hanging One card. You have the phase where you're just downloading ideas and you are getting really dreamy and you're imagining all about this creative endeavor. And then you have the phase where you step into starting to plan the project, getting your daily schedule in order so this project can come into being. And then you step into the phase of the full moon phase where you're really heightened, you have all this creative ability and it's pouring out of you, it's flowing out of you beautifully. And then you step into the more waxing part of the creative phase where you're almost finished your creative project. You're winding down, you're putting in the details, you're making sure every last detail is in order, you're getting it ready to be finalized. And then as you push it out into the world, your creative abilities, you will have birthed this project into the world. And I do just want to mention, because this is a general reading, for some of you guys reading this, they might actually be speaking about physical birth and labor and bringing in additions to your family. If that's something that you want, your higher self is speaking about that as well. I'm seeing that in the Two of Thunder. Some of the people in this card might be really wanting to bring in new life and new additions to their family, and maybe you have been working with spirit on the right timing for that, and your higher self is speaking about this all had to happen in divine timing, and it will happen when it is meant to happen. And your higher self was really speaking about how that time will be very soon, if that is something that resonates with you. But for the majority of people here, I feel like they're more speaking about an idea, a project, a creative endeavor, something to bring into the world, something to bring more joy into the world as well, more happiness and joy here. With Four of Cups, this card really speaks about grief and loss and things like that. So I think your project has to do a lot with helping other people and bringing healing and bringing more joy, and that can really be through anything creative. Like, there's so much joy when reading certain books. There's so much joy when getting into listening to certain music. Music is very healing, art is very healing, story and characters are very healing. So I feel like a lot of you guys here are engaging with some kind of creative project or a business idea or something like that will be helping a lot of people find more joy and find more healing as well. So yeah, your higher self just really wants to talk about you really connecting to that void space, the void space of cosmic creation where anything is possible. If you don't know what the idea is yet, just connect to the space of the void, of that nothingness, of the darkness, because that is where all life and all creation comes from. But I feel like many of you will be at different stages of the creative process, and it's important to just honor where you are in that process and really go with that flow. Yeah, let's pull a few oracle cards for you guys here. Pile 3, messages from the higher self of my pile 3. So we have the rabbit with sensitive soul. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. So beautiful. So the rabbit is a very creative, a very abundant and fertile animal. You know, they have many babies. They are very fertile animals. So I feel like this is your higher self speaking about, it's a very fertile and creative time for you right now. It's a really good time to start these projects. It's a really good time to like work on them. The energies around you are heightened, and your creative abilities, I feel like, are very heightened. And your fertility is very heightened in general. The energy around you right now is very fertile. It's very potent. There's a lot of potential for creativity and for projects to thrive. We have kangaroo with courage. You are being tested. Have faith and stand in your truth. Yeah, so this card is giving me the energy of, it takes a lot of courage to put our creative ideas out there. It takes a lot of courage to write a book. It takes a lot of courage to bring our deepest expressions of creativity out into the world, because our creativity is often very connected to our heart space. It can be very vulnerable to share your art or your music or your singing with someone. It takes a lot of courage to launch a business. It takes a lot of courage to want to be self-employed. So this is just a reminder of having that strong heart, keeping the faith, keeping the courage on your journey, not giving into self-doubt or fear as well. Keeping that strong and brave heart and having courage on your creative path. Divine timing here with Tiger stepping out. This is confirming what we were talking about before with divine timing. Good things are coming to those who wait. So yeah, something, I'm not sure if it was you know, delays or obstacles on your creative journey, but there was something about divine timing. Things had to work out in a certain way for you to, you know, release this project at a certain time, or if this is about starting a family, there had to be something with divine timing. Like, you were meant to bring this soul in the world at a certain time. They were meant to incarnate at a very specific time. So if you've been struggling with your fertility at a physical level, this is talking about things had to manifest and souls wanted to incarnate at a very specific time on earth. So just remember, divine timing was needed. And if this is your business or your creative idea, this is really talking about divine timing. Your creative idea or business wanted to be birthed at a specific time to reach the right people and to go out into the world at a very specific time when things were, or when people will be open to your ideas and when people will need your creations. So just be patient. Good things are coming to you. Yeah, your patience is going to be rewarded and it will pay off. But your higher self just wants to remind you of how creative you are right now, how much of a fertile time and energy you are in right now. So yeah, keep your creations and your creative energy going. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck on your path in creativity. I know how hard it can be with blocks and with just feeling like you don't have the time or things aren't working out. So I applaud you guys on your creative journey. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what you're working on, what kind of creative journey you're on. I'd just love to know. So yeah, that's really what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below letting me know how this is resonating with you. I always love to read the comments. I love doing these readings, and I sincerely hope to see you guys in one of my next readings.